That doesn't feel right. Hey everyone, this is going to be a 10 favorite covers video. It's inspired by the amazing Murfinator and also inspired by all the cool videos that people have already done for the amazing Murfinator and his contest of 125. I think it's 125 subscribers, but he's got more now. Um, excuse me. So what I did, picking 10 covers out of everything as your favorites, that's hard. I tried to help myself a little bit by narrowing it down. I wanted to pick 10 favorite covers that show the fun of superhero comics. So eliminate all the non-superhero ones, all the depressing ones. Just go for fun covers, ones that speak to me as the fun covers for superheroes. And so here are the 10 that I picked. We've got a very current cover by Michael Allred. I have to say I had a lot in my. I initially had a stack of about 35 comics I pulled out of my boxes that I was trying to choose from. And I had a lot of the recent comics, a lot of them were Michael Allred comics. He definitely captures the fun of superheroes. But this is the one that stands out in my memory the most, that I love the most. And it's the Silver Surfer meeting the Never Queen, which I think this might be her first appearance. No idea. This comic is trashed because I read this with my daughter, so I'm not even bothering to put it in a bag. But anyway, I love this cover, and all of these would make an awesome poster, I think, in a way, an awesome superhero poster. Next on my list, sliding back down in time to 1990, an early Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. This is a particular favorite. It's hard to. There's lots of great Legends of the Dark Knight, and Batman Legends of the Dark Knight may be my favorite series, since it was all sort of one shot, or not one shot, but mini series that's standalone stories. Anyway, I love this Paul Galassi miniseries with Doug Monch, and I love this cover. And it seemed to just capture the Batman intensity that I like. And a little earlier, quite a bit earlier, maybe early 80s, the new Teen Titans. There were a lot of George Perez, particularly Teen Titan covers, in my picks, in my larger stack. And it was hard to pick just one. But this one maybe is less famous than some of the others I might have picked, but it definitely stands out to me visually, and it just says, read me. You got to read this comic book. And exciting things are on the inside. So, yeah, that's definitely one. Talking about DC and kind of classic, here's a classic superhero cover for me. It seems to be only about superheroes. And let's pick the team. Which colorful costume members can we get? This is a Rich Buckler cover from AllStar Squadron #1. I don't know, is this the late 70s or the very early 80s? I'd have to check. I suspect it's the late 70s. And then 25 cents, so this is definitely early 70s, I guess. Mid to early 70s. This is a Defenders cover, obviously. Albus Emma, showing the Defenders captured by Nebulon, the man who bought the Earth. And this cover's just always stood out to me. There's a lot of good Albus Emma Defenders covers, but this is a really strong one I like a lot. So, yeah. One person who had a lot of representation in my larger stack, but Albus Emma reminds me of him, that I didn't end up choosing one of his covers in the end because I maybe don't own his best covers, was Herb Trimp. So Herb Trimp is a great cover creator also, and the Albus Emma there reminded me of it. And of course, you could endlessly pick Gil Kane covers for great superhero covers from the 70s in particular. This one is The Power of Warlock, #1, Night of the Man Beast. And I don't know, I just love the combination of the action and the creepy villain in the distance. It just seems classic Gil Kane. Always love these framed covers. I don't know why I love these framed covers, but I do, and I don't know why anyone doesn't bring them back. It seems like a great way to make covers interesting visually. Without a frame, but still exciting, um, cover of Mr. Miracle by Jack Kirby. You could pick 10 Jack Kirby covers and leave it at that, really. But this one always stood out to me as, a great in-your-face Jack Kirby all-out action excitement kind of cover. So I had to pick that one. And also DC, but in a different vein, kind of capturing that sort of whimsical, funny DC of that you often saw in Superman in the Silver Age and Bronze Age. I believe this is a Nick Cardy cover, and there were so many Superman covers I could have picked, but I just really like this headless ghost and seeing through to the castle behind it, and Clark Kent meeting the ghost. He's always got some dilemma. How can it be me? I'm Superman, and that kind of thing. There's always something going on, but really enjoy that cover. Fun superhero kind of cover. Another kind of fun. This I just always remember and love this cover where the Valkyrie and her Lady Liberators defeat the Avengers on this cover, and the defeat looks very total and attention grabbing by the cover. So yeah, always another favorite of mine. And the Avengers from this period, this late Silver Age period of the Avengers, had so many good covers. It's hard. I could have again chosen many different covers. And this, I'm sure, is not Sal Buscema, John Buscema. So both the Buscemas are represented here in my favorites. And finally, perhaps my all-time favorite cover. I said it was several years ago on another contest. But definitely a favorite, and perhaps my all-time favorite, definitely one of the very best superhero covers in my mind, Cap Goes Wild, a Jack Kirby, and I'm guessing inked by Frank Giacoia, just from the looks of it, but I'm not positive. Jack Kirby popping right out at you kind of cover. I just love it, and I saw this cover years before I owned a scruffy copy of it in a book about comics, and I just always wanted that comic book. And why I haven't gone ahead and bought a nice copy, I don't know. Something in my psychology. I should go out and get a nice copy of one of my all-time favorite covers. But there you have it. 10 awesome superhero covers. Superheroes should be fun, and so should YouTube. And thanks to the amazing Murfinator for helping us have fun.